Hi, Leo. So this is going to be your yearly prediction for 2025. We are going to look into general, singles, those in a relationship, and also your career. I am doing a contest. It's the secret word contest. So at some point during this video, I am going to reveal a secret word to you. You can just post the secret word in the comment section along with a question you would like answered by me. And I will answer your question in the next live that I do. Now, it can only be one winner. At this point, I've only gotten one comment. So I'll be doing Rhythmic T's question at the end of this live. So if you'd like a chance to win, just keep an eye out for that secret word and post it in the comments down below. Okay, so let's get started with a oracle card. This is for Leo. General for Leo. Okay. General message for Leo for 2025. What's their general theme gonna be? Okay, so we have chance. You see someone on the edge of a cliff. Okay, so take the leap. Divine protection is always by your side. So this card speaks to going out on a limb, taking a chance, trusting the universe to guide you and to have your back. Okay, so let's get you some tarot for Leo. General message for Leo. For 2025. It looks like, Leo, you may possibly be separating yourself from something that you did at one point really love in order to choose something else and go in another direction. It looks like you still really love whatever this is in the past, but you feel like intuitively you're being led in another direction. Now, it looks like you feel like you're being led in another direction. I don't know that I see that working out either. It's like you move on to another thing. It's almost like you move on to one thing thinking it'll make you feel better, but ultimately that ends up coming to an end as well. So you might have something that, what in particular? I know this is general. Yeah, I feel like you may feel like something wasn't moving in your life, so you decide to head in another direction in order to make yourself feel better. But I'm ultimately seeing that other path come to an ending as well. And you'll end up having to pick yourself back up after that. So you may have two endings in 2025. What is this in regards to, Spirit? This may be in regards to a job. Now we're in general, or something related to your stability. It could also be a long-term relationship. It's just something related to your stability. So either you've been in a longer, stable commitment that at one point you decide, I think I want to explore some other things. But ultimately, it's like you're looking outside of your current situation to make yourself feel better. You start exploring other things. But ultimately, I see those things coming to an end as well. I'm going to get some advice on this. It's general. Let's get some advice for Leo on this. Because it's almost like you're jumping ship, but then the other sink ends up, drowning. We have your card here, the Sun card, as your advice. Now that speaks to being happy, happiness. I feel like there's a need to stop looking over the fence. And this was what I was getting when I was initially reading this message, is it's kind of like you start looking over the fence and you kind of start looking outside of your current situation, right? Because this could be anything. This is your general reading. So this could be relationship, career, a little bit of everything. This is just your general theme of 2025. So I feel like this is speaking to being unsatisfied in your life. You know what this reminds me of, actually? If you look at this card, our oracle for the general read, this reminds me of in The Lion King, and Simba is looking over and he starts talking about the what is the area called? Like the dark area, or the I forget where they call it, where Scar is and stuff. But it's like he just gets so curious. He has so much that he could, enjoy in his own land, but then he starts looking, this way. In the movie, he starts getting curious about what's outside of what he currently has access to, right? He wants to go where his father told him to never go. And that's the whole premise of the movie, basically. So it's like this reading is giving me the vibe of, someone having what they wanted, right? But it's like you're flipping it upside down, maybe because you're bored with the Four of Swords and the Death card. You have the Ace of Cups in your early situation, but it seems like you just decide to choose. It's like you're feeling drawn to leave your current state of being to explore this other avenue that has the Knight of Cups, which is really speaks to fantasy and, things that are kind of in la la land, or things that have a lot of charisma or excitement. you know, but they're not really rooted in stability, you know, and you end up flipping your own stability upside down. Okay. So I feel like with your advice being the Sun card, Two of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, I'm hearing in my head like, Leo, sit down. You know, you don't always have to be looking for what's the next thing, what's the next adventure, I always got to be doing something different. I always got to be doing something new. You know, it's like, stop, sit down, enjoy what you have, right? With the Sun card. That was our advice. Sun card, Knight of Pentacles in reverse, Two of Wands. It's like, you don't always have to be searching for the next thing. What am I going to do next? What am I going to do next? Okay. Because I see you leaving something that's relatively stable and looked pretty positive for something else that, like, maybe you're daydreaming and you're like, oh, I could do this, but I could do that, or things would be so much better if this happened. Things would be so much better if that happened. And it ends up leading you down another path that ultimately ends, you know, and that was rooted on a fantasy. Okay. Get a reading for singles. Let's get a reading for singles. Reading for singles. What can singles expect in 2025? All right, singles. Singles, I feel like there's singles. Do you like the drama a little bit? Single Leos? I feel like the lack of drama that you might encounter this year is leaving you like something's missing. I'm getting like you feel like something's missing. So I see you like, I see you also wanting to be to yourself, but the lack of drama is boring you. Like, I see you being like bored with your dating life, at least early in the year. What else for Leo? It's like you're feeling like everybody's missing that oomph. But I'm hoping that oomph isn't drama. Right? So moving further on into the year, I feel like maybe you start to recognize about yourself that you did enjoy drama in the past. And I feel like you, not only do you recognize that about yourself, but you start to get really honest about that with yourself. And also that maybe you were a bit of drama. I see here like an awareness of your own personal drama and you getting really honest with yourself about that. Soon after that, I see possibly a commitment coming in, possibly with a fire or an air sign that you're giving a second chance to. So this is telling me this is someone from the past that you're revisiting. Possibly somebody you were on again, off again with, but ultimately at one point you decided not to work on it anymore. I feel like this person will be popping back in to speak to you. Like this person will reach out to you initially with something to say. This person might have dropped off the map for you. I don't know if when you guys stopped talking, they blocked you or something like that, but you felt like, or maybe you deleted their number. And couldn't find their socials. Maybe you blocked each other. It's like you didn't have any information on how to get in touch with this person, but they end up reaching out to you. But that comes after you start getting clear about your own drama. I see you working on that earlier in 2025, like addressing your own toxic ways, which everybody has their things. That doesn't mean you're a completely toxic person, but everybody has their little things that they can work on. And I feel like you start really doing some introspection on what are the ways that I'm not communicating in the best ways, you know, because this possibly could have a lot to do with how you communicate. How you communicate your needs. I feel like after you do all that work and get really clear with yourself, you may take a little break from dating, or you may take a break from dating while you do that. Once you get really clear about your own things that you can work on and actually start working on them and start getting really clear about the type of relationship that you want. And then I see this person from the past coming in. Too many cards. I don't know if this was in the upright or the reverse. I'm going to put it back just because I'm not sure. Yeah, then I see this person from the past coming in for a new start. Tell me about this person from the past. I feel like you've been secretly waiting on this person to reach out to you. Like you kind of been, yeah. I feel like this is the person you've been waiting on to reach out to you, who you possibly don't have a way to contact. Maybe they blocked you, you blocked them or something, or you changed your phone number and they changed theirs, or vice versa, you know, so on and so forth. Okay, but I see things working out and you working on things with someone from the past. That was for singles. So let's move forward into those in a current relationship. How is that relationship looking for 2025? I almost said Cancer. I'm on Leo. Maybe with a Cancer or somebody with a strong Cancer placement. Okay. Those currently in a relationship. Leos. I see some arguing, some disagreements. You may start to feel like you are competing for this person's attention. Like this person is just going off and doing other things, and that's really stressing you out. As you all up in your head, you're like, I just don't know what's going on with this situation. I see you feeling like deserted and wanting to get out of that feeling. Like you're feeling lack when it comes to this person who you're currently with. You feel like you're competing for this person's attention. They're getting attention elsewhere. You feel like this person is moving away from you. Moving on. You feel like this person is exploring other things. What are these other things? Other people. You feel like this person may be exploring other things with other people or leveling themselves up financially. So maybe you feel like this person is consumed with work. I feel like you're going to begin to feel like this person isn't investing as much in the relationship as you would like them to. I'm hearing in my head, like, I just want to be chosen. Choose me. I mean, what is this person actually doing, though? I see you, Leo, like you're freaking out. I'm seeing like what is there to work on? Everything's fine is what they're communicating to you. And you feel like it's just not growing. It's just not growing. But to them, they're like, we're fine. Everything's fine. They're giving me everything's fine. And then on your side, I see you're like, but it's not growing. But it's not growing. It's not going to grow. It's not going to grow. But on their side, they look fine. They look like, what's the big deal? Like, what are we freaking out about? Everything's fine. I mean, what does Leo want from this person? Leo, what you got going on? Do you like a little drama? What is this? What does Leo want from this person? The devil card? Is this too boring? You need a little spice? You're assessing the drama levels. Is this person Leo's dealing with drama? Who's the drama? Okay, give me a card for this person's side and a card for Leo's side. Leo, this reading is calling you out. Leo. 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 I think you like the drama. I'm going to be honest with you. Okay? So this is what's actually going on. Okay? Two of Cups. You have a Two of Cups situation. And then here you are. Freaking out, spinning your wheels. It's giving me when they talk about people who are addicted to drama. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that. You can look that up on YouTube, like videos about, are you addicted to drama? Because you may be addicted and you don't even realize, like you've lived so long in a state of chaos that when you're absent of it, you don't even realize how you might be creating your own chaos to like stay in that loop because you're so used to it, you know? So like deep down on a cellular level, you're creating a little bit of chaos to keep things the same. You know, Lover's card. I feel like the other person might start feeling like this is a little unstable. This other person, I feel like, is starting to look at what, starting to be disappointed and starting to look like, is this thing stable? You know? Let's get some advice for Leo on that one. Advice for Leo. I feel like you need to get real with yourself. Okay. Moon card. Secrets. Page of Swords is about communication. Moon card is also about things that we're hiding, right? Feel like there's some exploration that you need to do. Also, there may be a need to speak to someone about these things that you don't normally talk about, or even like, yeah, like the darker side to yourself. And there's a need to take action when it comes to speaking about these things. So the vibe it's giving me with that reading and this advice is like, I see at some point during the year with this person, you're going to be doing a lot of talking about, you know, how that person's that person is consumed by other things and they're not giving you the kind of attention, and now you're starting to feel like this isn't growing and like all of these kind of things. But that person is just working on other things. And you're freaking out and you're like, there must be other people, or they want to start, you feel like that person's trying to be seen by other people and then move on from you and explore these other things. But when I look at that person's cards, they're not doing any of those things. They're saying everything's fine. Like, I'm just, you know, I'm okay. I don't understand what the problem is. So it's like you got some things that you need to work on when it comes to like letting your mind run away with you, which is what I got in the general read, right? Something about like you start looking outside of your current situation. But it's like if you jump from this ship because you're freaking out about what this person could be doing, like in your head, right? and then you end up jumping into another ship, I see that other ship sinking. So I feel like there's a need to really get to the root of the problem. Like, what's going on in the back end, right? To explore those things that you normally keep to yourself, because the problem, I don't see the problem as what this person's doing. I think the problem has a lot more to do with letting your mind run away with you, right? Not exploring your own inner thoughts of like, well, why do I think that happened? Why do I think that this person is cheating on me just because, you know, they're working extra late today? Are they actually cheating on me, or are they working? You know, because I see that person is just working, but you're sitting up all night stressing about what this could mean. You know what I mean? It's like you're letting your mind run away with you. Okay, I'm moving on from that. Okay. All right. Career reading. Career reading for Leo. Okay. So, secret word to enter to win the free question at the end of my next live is going to be wands. Wands. Wands with an S. Okay. So you can comment that down below in the comment section once the live has ended, and also include your question that you would like me to answer. You must be subscribed and like the live to enter to win. And then I will answer one person's question at the end of my next live. So the secret word is wands. All right. Career for Leo. I see you working. 8 of Pentacles. You working hard. I feel like you're going to be working on multiple things this year. Multiple things that you actually enjoy doing. Or you're working on multiple things, but you end up finding one that you really, really enjoy. Like you feel like this is something this is the thing for you. You feel like, yes, like I actually love doing this. You might have a role that includes speaking, communication of some sort. Yeah, I see you possibly having a communication role. I feel like at one point you're going to have multiple things on the stove, multiple pots on the stove, and you'll once your plate gets to a certain point of being like extra full, I see you being like, okay, some of these things I need to end. I see you being like, at some point I'm going to have to end some of these things. So maybe you have multiple side hustles or something like that. And I see you ultimately being like, I can't give my energy to everything, right? I need to decide what I'm really going to funnel all of my energy into. So maybe at the start of the year, you start to work on multiple things at once. You got like You got a main job, a part-time job, and a side hustle, you know, or a side hustle or two. And I see you at some point during the year being like, I cannot, I need to zero in now. What am I going to decide to give my most energy to? Because otherwise you feel like you're not taking any of these things as far as you could because you're spreading yourself thin. Okay. A possible outcome. Yeah, I see you ending some of these things. I see by the end of the year, you'll be working at a new job by the end of next year. Might be a year of changes in regards to your career. You might take on a new role or two, and ultimately by the end of the year, you're starting a new journey. Any career advice for Leo? Any advice for career for Leo? Career advice for Leo. I feel like there's a need to take stock. Like I said, I feel like you guys are going to have multiple pots on the stove this year in regards to your career. And I feel like there's a need to take stock of like what's actually working, what's not working, what are you spending your time on that's not making you the adequate amount of money, or how can you do that thing differently so it makes more money for you, so that you're spending your time more wisely. Because I'm getting the hangman again for your career. And that's telling me like, but then I also see all these pots on the stove. So it's like a need to like look again at all the things you're doing. Are you spreading yourself so thin that you're not able to grow in a particular area? This might be giving you the advice to narrow down the things that you're doing so that you can have more success in those few things, or in that one thing or two things, instead of having so many things going at once. Yeah, there's a need to commit to one or two things instead of seven. Okay. So now I'm going to move on to the winner from the previous live. Let me get your name. Hold on. Or let me get your question. So I'm going to be answering the question for Rhythmic T 6958. Thank you, Leo. That was the end of your reading. Now I'm moving on to the winner from the secret word in the last video. Okay, so your question was, how would my financial situation be looking the next few months? Okay, financial situation next few months for Rhythmic T 6958. Rhythmic T 6958. Financial situation next few months. Ooh, looking good. I feel like you're going to choose the direction that you want to go. I feel like You're going to be choosing a particular direction that you want to go in your career. And I feel like you may possibly be asking for a raise as well, or something like that, or doing something. There may be something you have to speak about with someone. So I don't know if this is a raise or just reaching out to other jobs or different establishment, something like that, in order to get a pay increase. But I see your finances slowly but surely getting better. Slowly but surely getting better. Definitely looking good though. It might be growing slow, but it's growing nonetheless. And it's going to be growing to something really stable. Are you doing this for a relationship? Are you working on your finances for a relationship? I don't know if you're in the live. Let me go to my... Are you here, Rhythmic Tea? Good morning, Jarvis. Aw, I'm glad you like what you're hearing, Jarvis. I'm trying to see if Rhythmic Tea is here. I guess you'll watch this back, but it looks like I'm curious if you're doing this to appease a woman or to appease someone you're in a relationship. I'm not sure if you're a woman or a man. But I feel like you're working on your finances because you feel like it could be beneficial for your relationship. Or like you're doing it for us too, or you're doing it to be in a better place in order to date. I feel like you're doing it for the opposite sex, if that makes sense. Like you're trying to get your finances right so that, you know, you'll be more favorable to the opposite sex in your life, whether that's men or women. Okay. But I see that working out for you. So I feel like if you're currently in a relationship, you and your person will be happy about how your finances have grown. And I see you guys, I see your relationship also getting better if you're currently in a relationship, due to the fact that your finances have an increase, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I guess if you guys are in it together, then it's a good thing. But if that person's a gold digger, then that's concerning. I didn't see that though, but I'm just saying. Also, if you're single, I see your finances growing and that having a positive impact on your dating situation as well. Okay. All right. Thank you, Leo. Thank you, Jarvis. I appreciate that. Okay, so that is what I had for you today, Leo. And